phổ biến của Tây, mình nói đỏ, bạn nói xanh.
Why do Vietnamese people honk the horn so much?
I think it's for two reasons. First, it's very crowded here, so they want you to know that they are close to you.
Alright, what's the second reason?
Well, some people are impatient and they want you to hurry up.
Okay, I get it now. Thank you.
No problem. My practice breathing. Why do you Vietnamese people honk the horn so much? I think it's for two reasons. First, it's very crowded here, so they want you to know that they are close to you. Alright, what's the second reason? Well, some people are impatient and they want you to hurry up. Okay, I get it now. Thank you. No problem. My listening practice.
Use your forehead to honk the horn until the emergency has passed.
Oh, straight out. We're not hiding. I'm honking the horn. I'm telling him, honk the horn.
Carter's open. Susie would usually jump in and honk the horn for his watch.
So if I need to honk the horn, I just push right here. We also have the turn signal lever. So if I want to turn left or right, probably better than anybody. But I want to be able to honk the horn about the quality.
And I'll honk the horn and someone will be over there looking, take a jump. Like I play with it. I think it's a blast. So I'm just a kid at heart on Halloween.
It's an 18-wheeler passing you, you go like this. Because that's how they honk the horn, is there's like a little thing that they pull, at least I assume so, because that's what we did as kids. You do that way. I signal with my turn signal. And if someone is an awful driver, I honk the horn.
Does something that annoys you, honk the horn. Inside the car, there is also a rear view mirror.
And honk the horn to draw attention to the vehicle. This way, people see your hazard lights and know something is wrong. This can encourage them to get out of your way and clear a path for you, and it can reduce the chance of hitting other vehicles.
Did you just honk the horn and make people go?
We don't have a horn, we just have a voice.
Well, that's even better. Just tell people to get out of the way.
They were able to do simple things like operate the windshield wipers, honk the horns.
Oh yeah, they'd take them to the deliverance tent and then take the bus driver would honk the horn, they'd go get them, take them to the deliverance tent, get them delivered, and then they'd go be back on the sidewalk, catch another bus, go home.
And honk the horn, unlock or lock. Depending on the car, you could even steer if you break into the car. So it's definitely...
And number one, they won't say, "Quick, Alice, honk the horn," or they won't know that we love Jesus.
And one of the reasons is that it's not just an economic evolution.
Come up with some of those reasons for hope, particularly in Europe. But here's what...
Others cannot work because, for a variety of reasons.
Because he had the same prejudices, the same reasons to be biased as his fellow officers, but his motivation to find... And he's an incredible person to me for a few reasons. And, one is I would watch these videos of Ben and be so moved by him because any day of the week that you went to his house, you could watch Ben and you would not be able to tell that he was blind.
There are 5 reasons that 2 billion of our brothers and sisters...
And this is one of the reasons that chronic stress is sometimes associated with cardiovascular disease.
For good reasons, we thought we'd never see killer evidence, and this is killer evidence.
On the streets of the city, for 3 reasons. They are the first guardians of public health. If they're not taking...
And the fact it doesn't, one of the reasons I wrote the paper was...
Stay where you are, that's it. See, one of the reasons I reference athletics so much is because...
It's one of the reasons we've been able to help more than 3.6 million veterans
never be running around a crowded city overwhelmed by FOMO and dying from inside.
To the hill
says brands help harried consumers in a crowded and complex marketplace.
No. State research and development crowded in private research and development as a complement.
Everything from crowded parties to tweed-wearing professors on bicycles. Is that just me? But college is so much more than that. Like, a lot more. After high school, formal education can be messy. The system is complicated and it's
continued to get more and more crowded until it became a crisis.
Egypt's capital is bursting at the seams. Cairo's equipped to handle around 3 million.
All crowded, unseaworthy boat bound for Australia. You know.
Freedom of speech doesn't include shouting fire in a crowded theater, but they
swamp. They also planted non-native trees, which crowded out the plants local birds relied on for food and shelter.
Clearly, in crowded areas, it was spreading rapidly. So where did COVID come from?
Now, to basically just not go to crowded places. However, based on what I've been seeing, people are just not doing this. And it's for whatever reason, whether they're lonely or they just don't get it. Right now, do not go to any place, I don't care if it's a bar, club, restaurant, that has over...
To live in crowded urban ghettos with poor sanitation.
Their murders in broad daylight in crowded places, only to slip away unnoticed.
See, this inevitably makes it one of the most crowded beatings.
For like 5 minutes. But I am impatient. I get myself a little plate.
And impatient and so on and so forth.
Yes, yes.
And I'm more impatient about everything.
So it's natural that some people just get impatient with trying to understand what's really there.
And if there's one room that an impatient person cannot stand, it's a waiting room. Stop being impatient. I remember my mum always used to say this to me, especially when it was snowing. I always wanted to get outside, go in the snow, and she used to say, hold your horses. If you're going out in the
a rent calls impatient. The time I just exacted by anything worth doing, we would not then be so impatient and so...
Maybe they're impatient when you're slow to respond, even though they know you had other things going on that day.
You're making the worst choice in the world, even though, despite your self-hating feelings that you're impatient or getting everything wrong, you are, in fact, in the...
It can mean hurry up. On page 2, so hurry up.
A bucket list of things they want to see before they die, and they better hurry up. Okay.
Can you hurry up?
First, the kids will be knocking on the door. Your husband may be like, hurry up, we need to...
Person, hurry up and get into the best high school you can because you want to get into the most competitive college you can because you want to get into the most competitive...
It is down here with the fire extinguisher.
I could get impatient and say, hurry up, let's go to the beach, this is our plan.
It's always about hurry up and wait, but more...
You will if I hurry up. But this lecture is not about